Video bites from ulearn.photography. Here's our principal, Simon Q. Walden.
Welcome to today's video bite. I'm going to be talking about spot metering and why spot metering is your friend. Okay, let's just talk quickly about different types of metering. You're looking through the camera. Camera's going to meter for you and give you an exposure estimate. And depending on how you've got your camera set, could do that in one of several ways. But I'm going to give you the two extremes. The one is the full auto view, where the camera looks at the whole scene, measures it against its library of scenes that it's been programmed with, and says, okay, I think this is a person in front of a sky. I'm going to set my exposure like this. Then the other option, the other extreme, and there are measures in between, is spot metering, where it says, right, dead center to the frame of the camera, probably right on the end of the nose. I am going to measure the light falling on that point, and that's how I'm going to set my exposure. Now, actually, most of the time, I will actually use the first of those, the evaluative metering, where it's looking at the whole scene, it's doing that thing. I'll kind of check what the camera thinks it's going to do, and I'll override it where appropriate. But here's when you're going to use your spot meter. It's basically whenever your camera's going to get confused, and your camera is typically going to get confused by a scene in which there is either very strong bright parts but not the whole picture, or a very dark parts but not the whole picture. So what you want to do is you're going to use your spot meter in one or two ways. You are either going to meter, you're going to point it at the thing that you know has to be correctly exposed. So it might be, one object down on one side, you're going to get a meter reading off it, and whether you set that to manual or lock the exposure or whatever. Or you're going to say, okay, I'm getting a 4.6 over there, I'm getting an f11 over there, I'm going to average that out to about an f8.6, set my exposure manually or adjust it accordingly, shoot, check, and then adjust. So that's when you'd use spot metering.
Subscribe now for regular tips and updates. To find out more, go to ulearn.photography.